let's start with the discussion. The first news of April 25, 2022 is, let's start with the discussion. The first news of April 25, 2022 is, after a hiatus, household consumer spending survey to resume in July. What's the news is, after a hiatus means after a long break, household consumer spending survey to resume in July. A survey which is called household consumer spending means a spending by consumer to run his household. Okay, the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey means an expenditure done by consumer to run the household, means any kind of expenditure, maybe to purchase good, maybe to purchase fuel, maybe to purchase food grain, any kind of expenditure the consumer done to run his household, and the survey of that expenditure is called the All India Household Consumer Expenditure Survey, usually conducted by the National Statistical Office. Now who conduct the survey? NSO, National Statistical Office, under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, every 5 years. Okay, now every 5 years the survey has done. So they done the survey in every 5 years. Now is set to resume this year after a prolonged break from July 2022 to March 2023. So the start date of the survey is from July 2022 and it will be end after 1 year. That means nearly 1 year. That means to March 2023. Duration of such survey needs nearly 1 year to take interview of maximum people from rural and urban as well as from different class. So why 1 year is required? Because the NSO has to interview as much as possible people, have to take interview from as much as possible people from rural area as well as from urban area as well as from different class, means people from middle class, people from high income category. Okay, so by taking interview of as maximum as people from rural and urban area, the survey was done. So the process of survey is by taking interview, by doing interview. Okay, and what is the result of the survey? The survey help in calculating monthly per capita consumer expenditure. Monthly per capita consumer expenditure means expenditure done by a consumer per month. Consumer means a public, per month. And the distribution of household and person over different MPC classes, it help arrive at estimate of poverty level as well as review economic indicator like gross domestic product. So by calculating the MPCE, we can estimate the poverty level of our country as well as we can calculate the GDP also. It is an economic indicator like gross domestic product. Okay, so if the monthly per capita consumer expenditure is high, it means the consumer it means the poverty level is low. If the expenditure is high, means poverty level is low. Okay, and also indicate the GDP of our country. Last time the data was released by government was 2011-12, and after 5 years government calculated the MPC in 2017-18. After 5 years also they calculated but could not release the data due to data quality issue. So last time government released data was 2011-12. So we have the MPC data of 2011-12. But after 5 years, this survey again conducted by the NSO in 2017-18, but the report was not published due to data quality issue. Now again after 5 years, another 5 years, in July 2022, the NSO will going to start the survey again. Now the result of the survey will include separate data sets for rural and urban part and also supply spending pattern for each state and union territory as well as different socio-economic group. and also for different goods and services. So they conducted the survey to calculate the MPC per monthly per capita expenditure of consumer or of public from rural area as well as from urban area, as well as of each state, as well from our union territory, as well as different socio-economic group, and also the expenditure of for different goods and different services. Now the MPC for rural area as per last report 2011-12 is rupees 1430 for rural area, and for urban area is 2630 with nearly 84% difference. Means the difference between rural expenditure and urban expenditure is nearly 84%. So if you move this website, this is the website of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, okay, Government of India. And if you look at the report household consumer expenditure type on July 2011 to June 2012, if we move to this point, this is the report of survey, and what is the report is now this is the report. Key indicators of household consumer expenditure in India July 2011 to June 2012. Now what is the report? Key indicator of household consumer expenditure in India July 2011 to June 2012, and the survey is conducted by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, National Sample Survey Office, NSSO. Now what is the report is? This is the report. Average MPC, MMRP and rural urban differential across state and union territories. Average MPC, average monthly per capita expenditure as per modified MMRP, full form MMRP is modified monthly reference period. So monthly per capita consumer expenditure is calculated on the basis of modified monthly reference period, okay, on rural and urban area. So if we take an example, suppose Andhra Pradesh. So for Andhra Pradesh, the monthly per capita expenditure for rural area is 1754 rupees, and for urban area is 2685 rupees, and the difference is 53%. If you go for look at Delhi, in the Delhi, the monthly expenditure for per capita expenditure for rural is rupees 2762, and for urban area is 3298, and the difference is very low, 19.4. means rural expenditure and urban expenditure are nearly same in Delhi. But if you move to Jharkhand, the rural expenditure is 1006 rupees and urban expenditure is 2018. The difference is nearly 100%. Okay, so this is the way. Now for all India, the rural per capita expenditure is 1430 rupees and urban per capita expenditure is 2630 rupees, and the difference of between two this 83.9%. okay, so this is the thing from the first news. Now move to next news. Days of misery over, PM tells J&K youth. Days of misery over. Misery means the helplessness. PM tells the Jammu and Kashmir youth. So PM visit Jammu Kashmir and inaugurated several infrastructure project. Okay, this is the conference. So Modi inaugurated rail project as well as road project. So PM Narendra Modi has inaugurated development project estimated at rupees 20,000 crore aimed at reducing Delhi se duri, distance from Delhi. So the main focus of the project is to reducing the distance between Delhi and Kashmir on the National Panchayati Raj Day 24th April. So which day is celebrated as Panchayati Day? That is 24th April. He said Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat initiative in the past 8 years had been to reduce distances. So government is doing this project from the past 8 years. Okay, to reduce distance, whether Delhi ki duriya or cultural or linguistic distances. Linguistic means language. While drawing a parallel to the sweetness and richness of Dogri language and culture. Dogri is the local language of Kashmir. He said the connectivity project initiated across Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh would end the distance from Delhi, and several new road projects between Srinagar and Delhi had already reduced the travel time by 2 hours. Okay, so this project will reduce the travel time between Srinagar and Delhi by 2 hours. The day is not far when Kanyakumari Devi will be connected with Mata Vaishno Devi by one road, he said. Very beautiful line. Kanyakumari is the last point of Tamil Nadu and the last point of mainland India, and the Mata Vaishno Devi temple situated in Kashmir. So the day is not far when Kanyakumari Devi will be connected with Mata Vaishno Devi by one road. Now this is the outline of the project. So this is Manali. From Manali through the Rohtang Pass we move to this Darcha and Darcha point. Then from Darcha through the Baralacha La we again move to Nakala, and from Nakala we move to Langchungla, and from Langchungla we again move to that is Tanglangla. These are the passes. Okay, these are the passes. We go straight on the highway and finally reach to Leh Ladakh, and from Leh we can go to Nemo. And again, if you go again in a straight line, we move to that is Fatula, and from Fatula we can move to Namikala, and Namikala we gradually reach to the Kargil sector in Kashmir, and from Kargil the Kargil junction there is a two lane exiting from the Kargil. One lane again reach to the Padum in Kashmir through the Pensila, and another road straightway move to the Srinagar through the Jojila. Okay, so well connected route from Manali to Leh to Kargil to Srinagar. Okay, and again from Kargil to Padam. So all are well connected road. So this is the inaugurated project. Now the project will be invested by the investor from UAE. Now which projects are inaugurated by Prime Minister? There is also PM Modi also laid the foundation stone for Ratle and Kawar hydroelectric project. Ratle and Kawar hydroelectric project in Kashmir. The 850 megawatt Ratle hydroelectric project will be constructed on the Chenab River in Kishtwar district at a cost of around 5,300 crore. And 540 megawatt Kawar hydroelectric project will also built on Chenab River on Kishtwar district. Both will be built on Kishtwar district. Both will be built on Chenab River at a cost of 4,500 crore. So this is the Ratle hydroelectric plant. This is the Chenab River. Okay, the hydroelectric plant is the Ratle hydroelectric plant is a run of the river hydroelectric power station currently under construction on the Chenab River, under construction. Downstream of the village near Drapshala in Kishtwar district of the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, The project includes 133 meter tall gravity dam and two power stations adjacent to one another. And this is the Kawar hydroelectric project. Both are under construction. Another one is PM Narendra Modi inaugurates the Banihal Kajigan road tunnel built at a cost of over 3,100 crore. The 8.45 kilometer long tunnel will reduce the road distance between Banihal and Kajigan by 16 kilometer and reduce the journey time by around 1.5 hours. So the length of tunnel is 8.45 kilometer, okay, between Banihal and Kajigan. So this is the Banihal and Kajigan tunnel. From Jammu we can move to Baramulla district through Srinagar, via Srinagar, through this tunnel, Banihal Kajigan tunnel. It is an under construction railway tunnel that will be India's longest. So it is not only a road tunnel, it will be also a railway tunnel also. Okay, and after construction it will be the India's longest railway tunnel, the Banihal Kajigan railway tunnel. Currently Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates Banihal Kajigan road tunnel. Okay. Again, PM Narendra Modi lays the foundation stone of the Delhi Amritsar Katra Expressway and inaugurate a 500 kilowatt solar power plant at Pali village. So, an expressway name is Delhi Amritsar Katra Expressway, as well as inaugurate a 500 kilowatt solar power plant at Pali village in Kashmir, along with 108 Jan Aushadhi Kendra in Samba. So Delhi Amritsar Katra Expressway plus 500 kilowatt solar power plant at Pali village plus 108 number Jan Aushadhi Kendra in Samba. Pali village in Samba district of Jammu and Kashmir has become the first panchayat in the country to become carbon neutral, fully powered by solar energy. So the 500 kilo after inaugurate of the 500 kilowatt solar plant in Pali village, the village will be the first in India, the first panchayat fully powered by solar energy and become a carbon neutral. Okay. So what about Banihal Kajigan road tunnel? Is a road tunnel in Jammu Kashmir, India. It is located in the Lower Himalaya National Highway 44. Its construction started in 2011 and was completed in 2021. Okay, in 2021 it already completed. So PM Narendra Modi has gone a visit in Kashmir to inaugurate this tunnel. Okay, it has already completed. It is one of the longest tunnel in India with a length of 8.4 kilometer. The tunnel reduced the distance between Srinagar and Jammu. Okay, from Srinagar and Jammu by 16 kilometers. It also reduced the travel time from 2 to 3 hours to 15 minutes. Okay, so this is the related news of visit of Prime Minister to Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, the next news is Gurugram resident clean up Aravallis on Earth Day. What is the news? The Aravalli Bachao citizen movement commemorated Earth Day in the forest behind Sun City over the weekend with a cleanup drive in the neighborhood forest patch of Aravallis and meditation and quiz season. So there is a program on the Earth Day. Earth Day is the yesterday, means the 24th of April. Okay, also known as National Panchayat Day. Number of students, what they have done, they clean up the forest of Aravalli near the Gurugram. Okay, and then they done some meditation and quiz session. About 70 citizens from Gurugram, means student including the seniors also. 70 citizens from Gurugram came together for the love of earth and a heartfelt passion to connect with the local urban forest, a part of our precious Aravallis. On Saturday, the group consisting of people from all age groups started with cleaning that forest and then went on to create art using twigs and leaves, followed by meditation and poetry recital, said Anupidi from the Aravalli Bachao citizen movement. Okay, so we should know about Aravalli range. The Aravalli range is a mountain range in northwestern India running approximately 670 km in a southwest direction starting near Delhi, passing through Haryana, southern Haryana, Rajasthan and ending in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. So starting from Delhi, then Haryana, then Rajasthan, then Gujarat. It's a southwest motion. Okay, southwest motion. It's a southwest direction. Move to southwest direction. Nearly 670 km long. So Aravalli range touched 4 number state. Okay, Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat. First point is Delhi and last point is the Ahmedabad district in Gujarat. Okay, the highest peak is Guru Shikhar. The highest peak is Guru Shikhar on Mount Abu at 1722 meters. Okay, in Rajasthan. Highest peak in Rajasthan. The Aravalli range is arguably the oldest geological feature on Earth, having its origin in Proterozoic era, means 2500 to 540 million years ago. So Aravalli is one of the oldest range in world. Now this is the Aravalli range. This is the Vindhyachal. This is the Satpura, Chotanagpur, Eastern Ghat, Western Ghat. Okay, and this is the Meghalaya Shillong range. Now the Aravalli range is rich in natural resources including minerals and serves as check to the growth of the western desert. So what is the important rivers on the Aravalli range? Banas, Luni, Sahibi and Sabarmati. Okay, these are the rivers. The Banas river, the Luni river, the Sabarmati, the Mahi. Okay, these are travel along the Aravalli range. Now Sabarmati river on the western slope Aravalli range of the Udaipur district end to the Gulf of Khambat of the Arabian Sea. So Sabarmati river origin in Udaipur district from Aravalli and end in the Gulf of Khambat in Arabian Sea. Where is the Gulf of Khambat? This is the Gulf of Khambat near Gujarat. This is the Gulf of Khambat and this is the Gulf of Kutch and this is the Run of Kutch. Okay, again Banas and Sahibi river which are tributaries of Yamuna as well as Luni river which flows into the Run of Kutch. So Banas river and Sahibi river are both are origin from Aravalli and ended in Yamuna. So they are the tributaries of Yamuna river. Okay, and Luni river origin is from Aravalli and flows into finally ended in Run of Kutch. This is the Run of Kutch. Now the hills are home to some of the most magnificent species of mammals, bird, reptile, bird. There are several national park and wildlife sanctuary that fall within the belt of Aravalli river. Famous national park in Aravalli range is Soriska National Park, Alwar district, Rajasthan. Then Kumbhalgarh Sanctuary and Mount Abu Sanctuary all are in Rajasthan. Are among them. This sanctuary provides shelter to large number of animals including tiger and birds such as monkeys, langur, sloth bear, spotted deer, sambar deer, hyena, jackal, jungle cat, python, great Indian bustard, eagles, Indian owl, flying squirrel and many more. So this is related to the next news. Okay, move to next news. Debt crisis. IMF promises support to Sri Lanka. So you all know that Sri Lanka is in economic crisis. Okay, so Sri Lanka moved to International Monetary Fund for the assistance and IMF promises support to Sri Lanka. Okay, very good news. The International Monetary Fund has promised support to debt-ridden Sri Lanka in its effort to mitigate the current economic crisis and termed the initial discussion with the delegation led by country's finance minister fruitful. Now, Sri Lanka is grappling with unprecedented economic turmoil. The crisis is caused in part by a lack of foreign currency. So, Sri Lanka has lack of foreign currency. Okay, so which has meant that the country cannot afford to pay for import of staple foods and fuel, leading to acute shortage and very high prices. So, these are the conditions of Sri Lanka. And IMF promised that they will lend money or they will give their support to Sri Lanka. Now we should know about the IMF. What is actually IMF? Is IMF is only for to lend money to the poor country? We should look at the matter. The International Monetary Fund is an international financial institution. Financial institution means any work related to financial is done international level has done by the IMF, headquartered in Washington DC, consisting of 190 countries including India. Its stated mission is working to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitate international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. So these are their goal. Formed in 1944, started in 27 December 1945. Now India and IMF relation is India is a founder member of IMF. Indian Union Finance Minister is the ex officio governor on the IMF's board of governor. So ex officio means whoever is the finance minister of India automatically become a governor on the IMF's board of governor. Each member country also has an alternate governor. The alternate governor for India is the governor of RBI. There is also an executive director for India who represents the country at the IMF. India's quota in IFF is SDR 13,114.4 million. That gives India a shareholding of 2.6%. So out of 100% share, India holds 2.6% share. Now Gita Gopinath is an Indian American economist who has served as the first deputy managing director of the International Monetary Fund. So there is a post named first deputy managing director. First, it is not mean that she is the first. There is no previous deputy manager, not that. It is the name of post, first deputy managing director of IMF, and Gita Gopinath is currently the first deputy managing director of IMF since January 21, 2022. She had previously served as chief economist of IMF between 19 and 22. Now, what is the actual function of IMF? The IMF maintains its mission in three ways. This is very important. First is it keeps track of the global economy and those of its member countries like GDP, inflation, etc. The group employs a number of economists who monitor member countries' economic health each year. Each year, the IMF provides each country with an economic assistant. So, what is their first vision is? Their first vision is not to lend money to countries. Their first vision is to keep track of global economy and of their member countries. So, where is the global economy is moving? What will be the GDP of the world? What will be the GDP of each countries? Okay, what is the growth of this country? What is the impact of growth of various countries due to Russia-Ukraine war? Okay, this kind of analysis mainly done by the IMF. Recently, 2-3 days ago, IMF released a statement that the GDP of India for this year will be 8.2. GDP growth of India on this year will be 8.2%. Okay, so calculating GDP of every nation, every member country, the 190 country, okay, tracking the global economy. These are the and the GDP and inflation. These are the primary function of IMF. And IMF also employ number of economists who monitor member countries' economic health. So IMF also send number of economists who will track the economy of the member countries. Now the second function is it gives practical assistance to member by providing policymaker to help plan fiscal policy. coming up with tax and fiscal legislation along with overseeing the economy through analysis. So second important function of IMF to give plan fiscal policies to their member country. So if any member country needs policies, IMF can assist in fiscal policy. So what is the fiscal policy should a country taken? Maybe the country taken advice from the IMF. So IMF also give fiscal policies. Now what is fiscal policies? The government actually, there are two types of government monetary policy. One is monetary policy, one is fiscal policy. Government generally follows two type policy. One is monetary, one is fiscal. Now what is monetary policy? Primarily concerned with the management of interest rate and total supply of money in circulation, inflation, repo rate, reverse repo rate, and is generally carried out by central banks such as RBI. So who fix the monetary policy? Who control monetary policy? RBI, central bank, or RBI. Okay. Now what is the monetary policy? How much will be the interest rate of savings account or fixed deposit account or share market or any kind of investment? What should be the interest rate? What should be the repo rate or reverse repo rate to control the inflation? All are governed by RBI, and the policies taken to control these things are called as monetary policy. And there is fiscal policy, which is a collective term for the taxing and spending action of governments, means taking various government policies like Manrega, direct money transfer to public account. In India, the national fiscal policy is determined by the executive and legislative branch of the government. So like monetary policy is governed by RBI, but fiscal policy is governed by the executive and legislative branch of government, means the cabinet. The cabinet decide the fiscal policy of a country. And now what is fiscal policy? What should be the tax should be taken from public or from the businesses? What should be the amount of taxes? What should be the slab of taxes? What should be the spending action of government? Means what should be the government policies? What should be the government schemes? What should be the government infrastructure project? Okay, spending action of government, taking various government policies like Manrega. Okay, then direct money transfer to public account, means direct money transfer to widow account. Okay, this kind of policies taken by the cabinet is called the fiscal policies. So monetary policies is how much be the interest rate, how much be the repo rate, inflation, and calculated by RBI. And fiscal policy is how much will be the tax, how much will the tax should be collected, how much will be the what infrastructure project should government take to improve their economy. Okay, this kind of thing is known as fiscal policy and taken by the cabinet. So IMF give advice on fiscal policy, not monetary policy. Okay, so IMF give advice to cabinet to take such kind of fiscal policies. So which kind of infrastructure project government should take so that their economy can grow. This kind of advice is given by IMF. So this is their second function. Now final function is IMF lend money. So lending money is their third least important function. Lends money to countries with balance of payment difficulties. It provides, but there is a rule. It provides this financial assistance as long as the borrowing country implements initiatives suggested by IMF. So IMF have suggested fiscal policies to country. If the country follow that fiscal policy, then only IMF lends money to countries. Means Sri Lanka moved to IMF for assistance, then Sri Lanka have to follow the fiscal policy planned by IMF. Then only then IMF will lend them money. So this is the related news. Okay, move to third news. Towards a resolution of the Arunachal Assam border dispute. What is this? Arunachal Pradesh CM Pema Khandu and his Assam counterpart Himanta Biswa Sharma have decided to form district level committee for setting their interstate boundary dispute. So there is a boundary dispute between Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. This is the boundary. This is the boundary of Assam. So there is a border dispute between Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. So both of the CM of these two states decided to form a district level committee to settle the boundary dispute. The issue started. So what is the origin of this dispute? The issue started with 1951 report which transferred 3648 square kilometer of the plain area of Balipara and Sadia foothills to the Darang and Lakhimpur district of Assam. So this is the root cause. Means that in 1951 transfer of 3648 square kilometer of plain from Arunachal to Assam, and the name of the area is Darang and Lakhimpur district. Arunachal Pradesh claimed the transfer was done without consulting its tribe who had customary right over this land. So this area is full of tribal people, and without discussing with the tribal, the government of Assam capture or transfer this area to their own jurisdiction. The two states have decided to form 12 committees involving the district sharing the boundary in order to come up with a solution. So, which are the district? Darang district and Lakhimpur district. So, this is the Assam and this is the Arunachal boundary. Now, this is the Darang district. Here it is the Darang district. Here, and this is the Lakhimpur district. So, see these two part, and this is the boundary. So this part, this Darang part and the Lakhimpur part, these two part, the Arunachal Pradesh is this is the two disputed land between the Arunachal and Assam. Okay, now how the dispute has generated? From British area in 1873 announced the inner line regulation demarcating an imaginary boundary between plain and the frontier hills. So British government demarcate an imaginary boundary between plain and the hill. Okay, which were later the plain area is later known as Assam and the hill area later known as Northeast Frontier Tract, and again later it will called as Arunachal Pradesh. The Northeast Frontier Tract in 1915, the later corresponding to the area that make up present day Arunachal Pradesh. So the plain area is called Assam and the hill area is called Arunachal Pradesh. And British government give the demarcation by drawing an imaginary boundary. Now after independence, the Assam government assumed administrative jurisdiction of the Northeast Frontier Tract, which later became Union Territory of Arunachal Pradesh. In 1972, it gained statehood in 1987. So in 1987, the area became state and known as Arunachal Pradesh. But it was carved out of Assam. Around 3648 square kilometer plain area of Balipara and Sadia foothills were transferred from Arunachal Pradesh, okay, to Assam, the Darang and Lakhimpur district. This is the root cause of the dispute. So there remains the bone contention between the two states, as Arunachal Pradesh refused to accept this notification as the transfer was done without the consultation of its people basis of demarcation. So this is the related news. Now the next news is taking strontium, a cyber espionage group. What is this? Strontium, also known as Fancy Bear, is a highly active cyber espionage group. The group is said to be connected to the GRU. Okay, so what is GRU? The Russian Armed Forces main military intelligence wing. So highly active cyber espionage group Strontium, also known as Fancy Bear, now connected with GRU. GRU is Russian Armed Force main military intelligence wing. Now the group deploys diverse malware and malicious tools to breach network These tools can be used as hooks in system drivers to access local password, can track keystroke, stroke, mouse movement, control webcam and USB drives. So they are basically developing viruses, malware, so that they can take control of different software system. They can also search and replace local files and stay connected to the network. The Democratic National Committee hacked during 2016 US presidential election, the global television network TV5 Monday cyber attack, the World Anti-Doping Agency WADA email leak, and several other high-profile breaches are said to be the work of Fancy Bear. Okay, so this is the related news. Next is on the occasion of World Malaria Day observed every year on April 25, a quiz on the deadly ailment and other infection disease. Okay, so today is the World Malaria Day, April 25, and the newspaper is asking some question. There is a 8 question total. What are the question is? Okay, we should know first. Yo-Yo 2 of China awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine, discovered first vaccine of malaria. Okay. Now first question is, what does the word malaria literally mean and which specific mosquito primarily responsible for spreading? So malaria literally means is bad air. Bad air means the bad air which carries the malaria. Okay. And plasmodium parasites. Malaria disease is done by parasites, not virus, not bacteria. It's done by parasites known as female Anopheles mosquito. So female Anopheles mosquito is the responsible to spread malaria. If a person has lockjaw, means the jaw area become locked, what disease is he or she suffering from? The name of disease is tetanus, is an infection caused by bacteria called Clostridium tetani. Next question. According to WHO's World Malaria Report 2021, which African nation accounted for 31.9% of global malaria deaths? The Democratic Republic of Congo registered the highest amount, nearly 18.6 thousand fatality, followed by Angola with some 12,000 fatality. So Democratic Republic Congo accounted for nearly 31.9% of global malaria death. Now, according to WHO, what is any disease or infection that is naturally transmissible from vertebrate animal to human called? So, what is the disease name? What is the disease type which will transmit from vertebrate animal? Vertebrate means who has the backbone. Vertebrate animal to human. That disease is known as zoonotic disease. Like example is rabies. Now, what is common to Falciparum vivax, oval cutici, oval valicari, malaria, and the rare knowlesi? What is common? What is common is all are malaria disease. Falciparum vivax, oval, all are malaria disease. Now, H1N1 is the common name for swine flu. Swine flu. What do H1 and N1 stand for? H1 and N1 is a type of influenza A. The H is hemagglutinin and N stand for neuraminidase, are both proteins that are found on the outer shell or envelope of the virus. Now, what is H1? H1 is there are 16 type of H. There are 16 type of H. H1 to H16 known as types of hemagglutinin, and 9 types of N1 to N9 known as type of neuraminidase, which gives 144 different possible combinations. So 16 and 9, there will be total 144 different possible combination of this protein. Now, 7th question is, name the 2 neighbors of India certified malaria free by WHO Director General in 2016 and 21. So in 2016, Sri Lanka became malaria free by WHO, and 2021 China became malaria free by WHO, which celebrated surgeon principle that bacteria must never gain entry into an operation would remain the basis of surgery to this day. Now this is Joseph Lister is a surgeon who told this. So these are the news. Now next news is PM receives Lotta Mangeshkar Award. Now PM receives Lotta Mangeshkar Award from the family member of Lotta Mangeshkar. The award looks like a idol of Ma Saraswati. Paying tribute to the late Lata Mangeshkar, Prime Minister Modi on Sunday said she was India's cultural ambassador who left an indelible imprint in the world of music over her nearly 8-decade-long career. Mr. Modi was speaking at Shan Mukhando Hall in Mumbai, where he received the first Lotta Dinanath Mangeshkar Award instituted in memory of the legendary singer who passed away in February this year, age 92. The award citation praised Mr. Modi as an international statesman who has put India on the path of global leadership. Okay, so why Modi has given this award? Because the award citation praised that Mr. Modi is an international statesman who has put India on the path of global leadership. So who are the first awardee of Lata Mangeshkar Award? Our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Next news is anti-defection law needs to be reformed. Venkaiah Naidu is our Vice President. Okay, and also Vice President as well as Speaker of Rajya Sabha, ex officio. So Vice President Mr. Venkaiah Naidu on Sunday said there was a need to amend the anti-defection legislation in the country to plug existing loophole. So what is anti-defection? Anti-defection means any person who contested election from a party and win a seat, and after winning the seat he moved to another party, and including taking the winning seat along with the man. Means if any person win a Lok Sabha seat from BJP and after winning he moved to Congress and including taking the winning seat along with him, so BJP will lose one MP seat in Lok Sabha and Congress without winning the election own a seat in the Lok Sabha. This is the defection, and there is law in India called anti-defection law, but there is loopholes in this law. Okay, we also seen in news daily stating that there was no clarity in the law about the time frame for the action of the House chairperson or speaker in anti-defection cases. He said some cases are taking 6 months, some even 3 years. There are cases that are disposed of after the term is over, after the term of the MP is over, then the case is resumed. I personally believe that this anti-defection case can be disposed of in 3 months. Should be completed in 3 months. It also the dharma of politicians and a requirement as per the constitution to leave the post that they are holding when they change parties. Okay. Now anti-defection law, India is telling that defection by legislature occurs in many democracies. Defection means changing one party to give favor the party. Okay. It can be argued that they can undermine the stability of the government, which is dependent on the support of the majority party's own elected legislator and a coalition of those elected to represent other parties. The argument follows that such instability can amount to a betrayal of the people's mandate. Obviously, it's a betrayal of people's mandate. People vote him by looking at him as well as looking his party, but after winning he changes party as per his wish. So betrayal of the people's mandate as voiced at the most recent prior election. So what is the first case? First case was extreme example is 1967 when the legislature named Goyalal changed his elegance 3 times in a single day and gives rise to the infamous expression Ayaram Goyaram. Okay. With rising public opinion for anti-defection law immediately after securing a clear majority in 1994, Rajiv Gandhi proposed the new anti-defection bill. So who proposed this anti-defection bill first? Rajiv Gandhi in parliament. After marathon debates, both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha unanimously approved the bill on 30 and 31st January 1985. Now it is known as anti-defection bill. The bill received the president approval on 15 February 1985 and the act came into effect in 18 March 1985. So Anti-Defection Act, after getting assent of president, became Anti-Defection Act 1985. Now what is the law? The law laid out process for disqualifying an elected member for the remaining term. This is first point. So whoever do this will be disqualified. Who defected either by resigning or by defying the party leadership and being absent on a crucial vote. Okay. So he will not only he will be disqualified, or if he resigned from his post, then also he will be disqualified, or if by defying the party leadership or being absent on a crucial vote, if government is taking some new law and proposed in the parliament and there should be a voting process to pass the law and the member of that party is not present on that day, on that day of crucial vote, then also anti-defection law may be applied on that political leader and disqualifying them for the remaining term. However, there is a loophole is the law allowed merger and split of political parties. If two political parties merge, then you can move from this party to another party because the two parties merged with each other. And split of political parties. Split means maximum member of the party leave that party. That is split of political parties. In that case, anti-defection law will not be applied. Allowing split in the party by 1/3 of its member and join another party by 2/3 of other party member. Means if a party, suppose BJP has, if suppose the Lok Sabha has total 40 seat, out of 40 BJP has 30 seat, Congress has 10 seat. Now anti-defection law will not apply if 1/3 of its member split the party. Means 1/3 means out of 30 party member of BJP, 10 party member resign. Out of 30, 10 party member resign from 10 or more party member resign from BJP and join Congress and merger by 2/3 of the other party. After resigning of 10 member, the net remaining number of leader in BJP become 20, and after joining the 10 member to Congress, the net member in Congress become 10 plus 10 20. So it become the 2/3 of other party. Okay, 2/3 of total 30 member. So if this happen, then the anti-defection law will not be applied. So this is the news. Now next news is go for a cashless day out to boost digital economy, says Prime Minister. What is this? Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday urged Indian to go for a cashless day out every once in a while to benefit the digital economy. Means every once in a while. So Prime Minister Modi urges Indian that we should go for cashless. We should use as less possible cash, and we should promote the cashless youth, means the online payment system or digital payment system we should promote. Okay. Adding that online payment, we are developing a digital economy and encouraging an atmosphere of honesty with over 20,000 crore transactions taking place daily in the country. And in his monthly radio broadcast Man Ki Baat, so he told the people of India through Man Ki Baat, Mr. Modi said small online payments were helping build a big digital economy and many new fintech startups were coming up. He asked people who had any experience related to digital payment and the startup ecosystem to share it with others. He urged people to visit local museum. This is another related topic. He also urged through this Man Ki Baat people to visit local museum during holidays and share their experience using the hashtag museum memory. Okay, so these are the things Prime Minister told through the Man Ki Baat. Next news is Nagaland caseload dips to zero. Means COVID related case. Nagaland became a coronavirus free state on Sunday with the lone active COVID patient from Dimapur district recovering from the infection. A senior health department officer said. So which state became the first coronavirus free state? Nagaland. The active case count hit zero for the first time in the northeastern state since the detection of 3 COVID patients on May 25, 2026. And the next news is from sport. Pragyananda takes sole lead. Pragyananda is a chess player, chess champion. For the second straight day, R. Pragyananda won with a round to spare and emerged as the leader of the Oslo Esport Cup online rapid chess tournament on Saturday. Okay, so Oslo, so the online rapid chess tournament is going on Oslo, Norway, and R. Pragyananda won on the second day of this cup. Okay, and he not only won, he won with a round. Now the Indian talent crushed Azerbaijan's Shakhriyar Memediarov 2.5 to 0.5 to lead the field with 6 points. Now who is Pragyananda? He is Pragyananda. Ramesh Bhav Pragyananda, born 10 August 2005, so he is currently 17-year-old boy. He is an Indian chess grandmaster. On 22 February 2022, this year February 22, at the age of 16, he became the youngest player ever to defeat current world champion Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen is current world champion, and this boy at the age of 16 defeat the current world champion Magnus Carlsen when he beat Magnus in a rapid game at the Airthing Master Rapid Chess Tournament. Okay, next news is Verstappen Thompson voted the best. What is this? This Dutchman Max Verstappen, the 2001 Formula 1 world champion. See, he is a Formula 1 driver. Dutchman means from Netherlands. Was voted the Sportsman of the Year in 2022 Laureus World Sport Award during a virtual event from Seville, Spain late on Sunday. So the Laureus World Sport Award presented the Sportsman of the Year award to Dutchman Max Verstappen, who is a Formula 1 driver and he drives Red Bull car. Okay. Now another award, the honor for the Sport Woman of the Year. He is the Sportman. Okay, Sportman of the Year. And who gives the award? Laureus World Sport Award. Okay. And who is the Sport Woman of the Year? Elina Thompson Hera. She is Elina Thompson Hera from Jamaica, is a sprinter. Okay. And in the Tokyo Olympic Games, in the last year Tokyo Olympic Games, she not only retained the 100 meter and 200 meter gold medal but also added 4 into 100 meter relay crown. So Elina Thompson Tera, Elina Thompson Hera won gold medal in 100 meter race, 200 meter race as well as 400 meter relay race. Okay, so it is champion girl. So these are the things from today's discussion. If you have any opinion, please text me or call me in this number. Okay, thank you everybody. If you like my analysis, please subscribe my channel and like my channel. Thank you. We will meet next day.